What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Opinions. My name is Jason, and let's get right into it. So, today's episode will be focusing on the topic why I personally think it's not a good idea to redate exes and or to stay friends with exes. Now, from my own personal experience and from my own, standpoint, it's never a great idea to resort to dating back to exes because primarily there are a lot of residual feelings that result in this awkward tension when it comes to reconnecting with an ex. And they're an ex for a reason, no matter who you date, whether it's a guy and a girl, guy and a guy, girl and girl, whatever you're into, no judgment. There's a reason why the relationship ended in the first place. And just for me in general, the rate of which I have ended relationships, it was usually in the 50-50, 60-40 area, meaning I've broken up with people and people have broken up with me. And one of my more recent relationships, okay, so story time. So one of my more recent relationships, this was like 2 years ago, so not really that recent, honestly. But, but I met this girl, really cute. This was back in what? This was back when I was still in college, so this was 2-3 years ago. This was 2018, 2019. So I met this girl, not naming any names for privacy and respect issues. So I met this girl. We lived kind of far apart. We lived about 40 minutes away from each other, but I made the effort to go see her. I pick her up. We go ice skating on the date. Everything goes well so far. We have a great time ice skating. And then we go have like a late night snack thing at a diner. After that, we're chilling in the back of my car, and then we start making out. Anyway, and then after that, the relationship, it's going a little faster than I expected, but I'm like, fuck it, this is a fun time. Let's see where this goes. Anyway, the second and third time we go out, that's when I meet her parents. I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, this may be going a little too fast than what I'd hoped for. But I shrug it off, saying, this is new, so let's see. So my naive ass saying, let's see where this is heading. Anyway, we're about 2 weeks into the relationship. We're texting back and forth constantly. I feel good, she feels good. But this was one of the red flags that I realized. And I remember this vividly. When I was still in college, my junior year, it was winter. It was snowing so fucking hard. There was at least 6 to 8 inches of snow on the ground. And this is in New Jersey. And typically we see more snow than that, but but as it but as there was 6 to 8 inches of snow on the ground, it was still snowing heavily. It was still heavily snowing. I finished classes. I'm driving home, and it's already difficult to drive in those conditions. And I see some people on the side of the road. They need help, so I'm helping them. Push their cars out of some of the snowier areas. And while I am helping other people, I don't check my phone because what? I'm helping other people out. I don't want to get distracted. I don't want not only myself, but also others to get injured while they're trying to get their cars out of the snow. Anyway, I check my phone to see if she replies back, and I get like a slurry of messages. It was like 5 or 6 messages in a row saying, "Why did you text me back? What are you doing? Are you okay? What's going on?" And I told her, like, it's snowing, and I'm trying to make it back to my house as safely as possible as classes ended, and I'm helping other people out. And her response was, "Oh, sorry, I was acting irrational because I wanted to make sure that you were okay." So I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, okay. I shrug it off. I'm like, whatever, okay. I should have known that the relationship was doomed from the get-go because by the third or fourth date, I don't recall correctly, her mom, she says, "If you want to continue dating my daughter," and this was after, this was after I spent the night at her place. We make breakfast. I'm chilling there until like late afternoon. Her mom tells me that if I want to continue to date her daughter, that I would have to convert to their religion. Which I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes for a second. Because for me, I'm not even that religious from the get-go. I consider myself agnostic, and still to this day. And I told her, listen, I'm agnostic. And if I'm agnostic from the get-go, there is in my mind, there is no possibility where I am converting to a religion when I'm not even religious in the first place. And that's when I broke it off with her. That's when I broke it off with that girl. And lo and behold, while I still had my Instagram account, before I permanently deleted it, I get a DM from this particular ex-girlfriend, like a year and a half later, and she wants to reconnect. I don't know why, I don't know how. I mean, I do know how, I just don't know why. But I don't ask questions, because honestly, I was single back then. I was single a year and a half later. Like, yeah, I had some flings, but it was nothing substantial. And she wanted to reconnect, but she moved. But I'm saying, like, so in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? Let me just see if I can get laid instead. I don't tell her at all. In my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? It's been a while. Let me see if I could just get laid. So I half-ass send her, send her whatever plans that I think might get me into from point A to point laid. My mom was just saying, let me just get a quick fuck in. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want to do her dirty because that's not who I am. So at the end of the day, even before one of my exes tried to reconnect, I do not stay friends with exes. I do not reconnect. From that point on, I do not reconnect. I do not stay friends with exes. I do not associate myself with exes because there are, in my opinion, there are residual feelings and there's that little awkwardness that I just can't seem to shake off. Because when all those residual feelings resurface, to me it's a red flag saying, no, do not, under no circumstance, do not reconnect this person, because A, you will be back in square one where you broke up with this person in the first place, and B, you have so many other options out there, so many other new possibilities. So why put yourself in a situation where if you know this person's if you're aware of these person's habits, most likely they will resurface and you will be in the same position as you were the last time. So yeah, it's, in my opinion, it's generally not a good idea to reconnect with exes, especially if it's trying to be on an emotional or romantic level. Leave that shit in the past, move on. There are other options out there. Because just like J. Cole said, the strongest drug of all is love. And that is 100% motherfucking true. Because we will do the dumbest shit in order for us to feel love, to incite or provoke love from someone else. And listen, I've done some stupid shit in order to do that. But that is for another video. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that way you know exactly when I drop another video. And let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to reconnect with an ex? Or do you think that's a terrible idea? And let me know why. Let me know your backstory. You don't have to go into enormous detail, just give me the general gist of it. What do you think about the whole idea of reconnecting with an ex? Is it a good idea? Is it a terrible idea? Have you done it? What were the results? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!